Yeah. Okay. Good evening, folks, and welcome to another episode of the Checkered Flag Talk Show. We are right on the heels of the Bubba Silva Memorial that just finished out the 2010 season at Ukiah Speedway. Welcome back, Johnny.
Thank you, Shannon.
It's great to be here.
Great to
what
be
do you think?
here.
The race was really awesome this weekend.
Races were great.
Oh, yeah. We have, actually tonight, we're going to go drag racing tonight, Johnny. We've got Alexis, and I believe her last name is, boy, I hope I don't get this wrong, is Boissaux, I believe. It's a real long last name. She's only 14, drives a junior dragster. It is a top fuel car. We'll be talking with her in about 5 minutes. Anyway, like I said, we were on the heels of the 2010 Bubba Silva Memorial. We had a very awesome race. Of course, we were sponsored by S&K Automotive, located at 1765 in Lakeport. They help take care of our bills here that we have to pay. So, yeah, man. So, wanted to have a little bit of your thoughts on the race yesterday. I think it was a great race. It was a great way to end the season as well.
I thought it was. I thought it was really a good show. I'm beat. I'm tired. This is my third week in a row of spending a lot of weekends out there with the stock car guys and stuff. Just the late models alone, I've put in 325 laps, and it's been a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm tired, but I enjoyed myself this weekend. The drivers were awesome. The crowd was, fans were awesome. Everybody was just, I think everyone had a pretty good time.
Oh yeah, I did too. I mean, yes, it was really good. It was, it was, quite emotional too for a lot of us, especially what the race was about, and it was great to see, Darren out there racing his car. It was very unfortunate that his car didn't last through the whole race, but he came back out and did some spin outs and
ran out of fuel.
Oh, he did? Is that what it was? He ran out of fuel?
That's what they were saying. I think that's what I saw on Facebook.
Well, there was an awful lot of laps that they had to do, so I
think he ran out of fuel on lap 10. I think that he was just so excited that he probably forgot to put fuel in the thing.
Right.
Of course, these race cars don't run on love.
Well, yeah, he was just so excited to get the car done, and it was great having him on the show last week, and everybody really, like he was saying, everybody really stepped up to get that car going for him. He's probably real excited to get out there and just basically get racing on the track. We're going to do a complete recap a little later of the races that happened yesterday. Like I said, we have Alexis coming on in a few more minutes. Right after that, we're going to have Evan Smith calling in. He's going to be talking to us about some upcoming things happening at Lakeport Speedway. Those are the next two races happening around this area in Lakeport. There is going to be the October Classics, and of course they're doing their Halloween boat race, Halloween Smash and Bash.
So it's a bash thing, yeah. That sounds like it's going to be a pretty good little deal.
Oh yeah, I like they said they're going to be delivering tricks and treats for that, and so that's going to be a lot of fun. And then of course next Saturday is the Looney Tune Perpetual happening at Ukiah Speedway. 2 days of racing, why not? Why not go to the Looney Tune Perpetual and, like I said last time, take a hop, skip, and a jump over the hill and go watch the main events. I believe it's going to be all the main events.
Well, that October Classic is really at Lakeport Speedways. I've done, I don't know, I think they're 20-something years. I've done the first 20-something years of them, or 10 years of them, or whatever it is.
Right.
And they're good shows. They're really good shows. I got a buddy coming down from Oregon that I look forward to seeing every year. We only get to see each other once a year, and I'm looking forward to it.
So you're going to drink and be married for that? I was just kidding.
I don't know. After last, I don't think I'm going to drink at all.
I don't want to put you on the spot here. Still waiting for Alexis to call in. I know she's in the chat room, so Alexis, in case you don't have the number, it's 707-320-1965. She's in the chat room right now, so hopefully we'll get a call from you pretty soon. Having to watch that light because doesn't always work. Well, I guess we can go on to we can go on to starting out with the recaps until she calls in. What did you think of the late model race, Johnny, yesterday? Oh, I believe that's her.
We'll save that for another time.
For another time. Hello, you're on the air with the Checkered Flag Talk Show. Hello?
Hi.
Hi, is this Alexis?
Yeah.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, really good. Thanks for being on the show.
Hi, Alexis.
Yeah, again, junior races a junior dragster. Now, I want to start out with the interview of asking what a junior dragster is. What is that all about?
Junior drag racing is for kids ages 8 to 17 years old, and it's just basically running the 8th mile in a race car.
So that's kind of the prelude, meaning it's kind of the beginners, because I know they have outlaw go-karts of sprint racing. So that's kind of what it is. It's kind of the beginning.
Yes.
So what's the size of your car? Is it a smaller scale than a regular drag racer? And you are racing was I right? Are you racing a top fuel?
I'm racing a half-scale dragster.
Oh, a half scale dragster. Is it a half scale of the top fuel though?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So tell us a little bit, if you can, tell us a little bit more about your car. It's a great looking car. You know what kind of engine that it runs in it, or any of that kind of thing?
Well, it's a VR4 engine with a Shockwave overdrive clutch.
Right. Right on. You got some questions for her, Johnny? I know we had talked a little bit about it on the way up.
How many horsepower does it have?
It's a 4 or 5 horsepower.
4 or 5 horsepower. And what kind of times you turn in what you said, 1/8 of a mile?
Eighth of a mile, so
half of a quarter of a mile?
Do you know what kind of times you turn in for that? What kind of times?
About 7.9 seconds.
Right on. So tell us how you got started in the wonderful world of racing. We'll start out with that question.
My dad has been racing for over 28 years.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
wow.
cool. So you just kind of wanted to follow in his footsteps. Have you raced anything else other than a dragster? Have you done any oval track racing of any kind?
No.
Oh, you haven't? Would you like to try maybe sometime? Or are you more into pursuing for drag racing?
Well, I like the drag racing more.
Well, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Johnny?
So what's your top end speeds? Did they give you a top end speed about how fast you're going?
We're only allowed to go up 85 miles an hour.
How much?
85 miles an hour.
85, wow. And now, on these, do you have to do the shifting and stuff for that, or is it just a centrifugal clutch that just you push the throttle down and it goes?
I don't have to do any shifting.
No shifting at all. Wow.
So it's just a straightforward drag race.
Yes.
And
So-
what's your reaction time?
My reaction times are consistent in the point of the
06 O's.
06 zeros? Wow.
When that thing switches, it doesn't take her half of a second, and she's going.
Wow.
Or not, I don't.
I'm glad you clued me in on that, because
That's-
that's kind of hard
that's
to
pretty good.
Kind of hard to fathom. So how does it feel from the time you hit that gas pedal to the time you get out there on the straight stretch and you're flying real fast forward? How does that feel?
It's a really big adrenaline rush and it's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Is your family pretty? Obviously, I'm sure they are. Your dad racing for so many years. Is your family pretty supportive of what you do?
Yeah.
So how about the sponsors? We'll let you give some sponsor shout outs as well.
My sponsors are Piranha-Z. They're the racing apparel company and Speed Race Dates and Indoor Electric Race Cars.
Right on.
Down in Centennial. And JR Race Car is the junior drag supplier, and they build all the junior dragsters.
Right. So, I want to say, I think it's so cool to see. We've had a lot of young people on here, and it's so cool to see that so many young people, getting involved in racing. What do you think that? I have asked a lot of people this on the show. What do you think that racing has done for people of your age, teenage years and younger? And do you think there's anything that they can improve?
Well, I think it's more of a mental challenge for us.
Well, it's actually a very disciplined sport too, because like you say, you have a tree of lights that change, and you have to be on the money when it comes to, to letting the car go and stuff. So where are you from?
From Littleton, Colorado.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, wow.
Wow. So much for getting you on the show in person.
Yeah. I was thinking it would be cool to maybe one time maybe we can get enough sponsorship to get her flyer out here and get the dragster in the studio. That would be really awesome. You know.
I got another question for you too. Now you said that this class, the age limits are up to 17 years old. What is your plans in drag racing after you reach that level?
I'm gonna go into high school drags.
And what is? You can explain to us what that is.
It's basically just racing any other race car that you have, and it's super comp class also.
So basically, you're going to get into the V8 kind of stuff then at that point.
Yeah.
The bigger motors and stuff. And you said your dad races?
Yeah, my dad just got a car. He got a super comp.
Oh, okay.
That's really cool. We have David's mama back in the chat room. Hello, Hala. He's back.
Is he?
Yeah, he said girl racers rock. And if anybody hasn't, I'm watching the chat rooms too. So if anybody has any questions during this interview, you can check us out on the chat room and check us out online. You might have to refresh the page sometimes. It glitches a little bit. But if you go to uvctv.org/on-air/flag/index, or just to make it easier, go to ubctv.org, go to live show, or go to online videos and go down to Checkered Flag, and that's where ours is at. You can also call us in because I finally learned the technology after all this time.
Get two people on at once.
Starting to be good to me. Yeah, we can actually get two people on at once. You can call in anytime during the interview. If you got questions for Alexis, 707-320-1965. That is the number to call in.
So Alexis, what is your lifelong goal in drag racing? Do you plan on running a top fuel drag car, or funny car, or pro stock, or what's your plans?
I want to race a top field dragster when I get older.
Oh wow.
Wow, that's cool. So tell me a little bit about your family history. You talked about your family. Tell us a little bit about your family history in drag racing. Was it drag racing that they were in, or?
My dad started out in go-karts.
Oh, he did?
About 16.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So, do you have any more questions for her, Johnny? See if we.
There's
I
can keep going on and on and on, but
keep going, but it's cool. But the reason why I'm asking you is because, some of the fans had expressed, and I think it's cool. I get to ask a lot of the questions, but some of the fans expressed that they would like to see you get more in on the interviews. So I'm gonna kind of let this be, your time to shine too.
My time to
so,
shine.
Yeah, of course, man.
Well, geez, I'm not really sure right now
You're not
what
really
to say.
sure what to ask?
But so. Are you at the end of your point season right now, or are you just starting your racing season, or how does that work, and how did you end up finishing in points this year, if you've already started?
We had just finished our today's race, and I finished 19th to 42.
Oh wow!
In Amir.
And this is your first year racing?
Second.
Second year racing.
Yeah.
So and it's so funny is being a circle track person. I've been flagging stock car races for 20 plus years now, and been around stock car racing for over 30. And I've got the opportunity to go and to a couple go-kart races, and drag racing. I went to a couple of good guy national things, and I'll tell you what, I used to think that the drag racing people just didn't. There was no ability to drive. You just put the throttle down, you hang on, and by the time I left the drag racing scene, there's a lot that plays into this drag racing.
Yeah, I was going to ask what the hold is on drag racing, because coming from circle track racing myself as an announcer, I've never really gotten to grasp the just only being out there for a few seconds. Like you said, it must be the adrenaline. It must be quite an adrenaline rush to get out there and even though it's only less than he said about 6 seconds. So it's basically the adrenaline rush of what it is.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the paint scheme. I don't know if you saw the paint scheme, Johnny.
I have not seen the car.
Okay, well the paint scheme is really awesome looking. It's got some purple and pinkish colors in it. Tell us a little bit about the paint scheme. Is there anything significant about that? Did you did your family or anybody design that?
Well, my dad and I had talked about it for a while after we first bought my car. I kind of wanted the flames and the pink, and he kind of wanted the more traditional part of the Flames. So we just kind of combined it to get that.
Who's your favorite